Dennis Stack.
And I'm Nate Fischer.
And we are Cinema Buffs, bringing you a brand new episode of Strongest Weakest.
That's right. This Friday we'll be reviewing Arrival, which is this more grounded, realistic alien visitor movie. So we thought we'd give you our strongest, weakest alien visitor movies.
Strongest!
Weakest.
Let's start with the weakest this time. What is your weakest alien visitor movie?
Yeah, it's kind of sad, my choice for weakest alien visitor movie, because it's based off of one of my favorite alien visitor movies, and that's Alien vs. Predator, or AVP as the marketing team wants you to remember it as.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like this was just a mistake, taking these two great rated R, like more hard R action sci-fi franchises, mash them together, and you get this PG-13 crap. Just a tame, diluted version of the originals. Yes, there was a lot of fan service and homage in it, but still couldn't pull off couldn't overcome the fact that it was just completely forgettable. Like, I had to remember that this movie existed and that I saw it when I was making my list for weakest.
It was really, I think the PG-13 is what hurt it the most. I remember there being like this weird kind of love story between the Predator and the female actress or something. Like,
it was like a mentor-mentee thing. Like, she was becoming a Predator warrior too, and it was just ridiculous.
The whole thing was really bad and really lost the magic of both awesome franchise that it was based off of. So then this is just one of those early signs of like franchise building where they try to take two separate products, mash them together, and make a whole new product. Yeah,
completely didn't work. But how about you? What's your weakest alien visitor movie?
The weakest one is a little of an obscure one. This was a little more of a recent movie as well, and that's Battle Los Angeles.
I never saw it.
It's a horrible Aaron Eckhart movie. It was right after he was coming off of The Dark Knight, so I was like, maybe this will be pretty good. There's some credibility in his acting. And actually the trailers made it look like it might be a decent alien invasion movie. Very like military Marines having to deal with this. And instead it was awful. The acting, the script, even the pacing of it, and there's barely any dialogue. It's just people shouting at each other. And the special effects looks like something out of like a sci-fi made-for-TV movie from like 1999. It was awful. This movie, I'm not surprised you never saw it because I don't think many people did see this movie. It was not worth it.
Yeah, it didn't look too appealing, coming out. And to find out that director went on to do the first Ninja Turtles movie, which also turned me off from going to see that one too. Yeah. So I haven't seen it, but I haven't heard anything but bad.
It's terrible. But let's flip the coin. Strongest alien visitor movies. What's your strongest?
Strongest. I had to compile this list of all these really strong alien visitor movies. And then when my choice got on the list, I was just done. That was the end all be all for me because it's also one of my favorite movies, and that is E.T.
Yeah.
I just think that this is like one of the most masterfully crafted movies of all time. The perfect family movie. Kids, teens, adults, older people. Everybody loves this movie. Just everything that Spielberg did in this movie, like with shooting the entire movie from the eye level of a child, so you see it from the child's perspective. Yeah. It just shows that, Steven Spielberg is probably the greatest filmmaker of all time.
He really is, and that movie does capture, it never loses the magic. Anytime you watch it, it hasn't lost its, even special effects, the E.T. himself is just so believable and likable and adorable. And also the scene where he actually comes out of, he meets him for the first time is like, slightly terrifying. Yeah. It like genuinely gives you these like, until you realize how friendly he is, but that movie is just masterfully crafted.
Yeah, that one there is my strongest, but how about you, Nate? What's your strongest alien invasion movie?
E.T. was up there. It was pretty high up, but of course, with me, I always go more horror, and I think that alien movies really, there's a lot of great horror-based alien films out there. Definitely. And the best of the best is The Thing. John Carpenter's The Thing.
It's so good.
This movie is pure suspense incarnate. It's not so much, obviously it's a sci-fi, it's an alien movie, but it's also like a whodunit movie. Like, it's these people, it's all about human nature being pinned against each other and not believing one another. And also, once again, with the special effects, it is just gruesome and awesome today. The practical effects they use is just so impressive to me.
Yeah, 35 years later, it still definitely holds up. And I think what that movie really achieves is a great sense of claustrophobia, being secluded out to this base in the middle of Antarctica, basically in the middle of nowhere. And also just the paranoia of anybody could be this thing, You could die at any moment. And there's some great shock moments that, there's the big one that everyone remembers with the defibrillator. But,
yeah. Which is so awesome to this day. That's one of my favorite scenes all the time. So.
Oh, definitely. And it just shows that, for what he is as an independent, like, horror thriller filmmaker, John Carpenter's one of the best.
He really is, and when he shines incredibly bright, and The Thing is such a great example of that, and it's my favorite by far.
Good choice.
Weakest.
Alright, so that's it for our strongest, weakest Alien Visitor movies. What did you guys think? Why don't you leave your comments down below and go ahead, tell us your strongest and weakest Alien Visitor movies. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
That's right. This Friday we'll be bringing you the latest Alien Visitor movie, and that is Arrival. So look out for that episode, but don't you forget,
There's no place like the theater.